Did you guys see the trailer for the remaster of Mind Goblins?
Mind goblins?
Mind Goblin these nuts.
I hate you so fucking much.
Wait,
I hate you.
You haven't?
I hit the record button minutes ago, hoping you guys would say something.
Quick, Zach, edit over him with the KK slider cover in sicko mode. Go.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. I hate you so much. I really do.
Mind goblin these nuts. Got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Hey, do you guys know Candace?
No.
Candace dick fit in a socket.
Was everyone ready, or are you still going through your list?
Are we still gobbling these nuts?
Can't stand it. Okay, I'm ready. I don't think Mass Effect 3 made my list. Look at that.
Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect 2?
Either of them. I don't think it made that my list, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it did.
I mean, Mass Effect 3, I'm not surprised. Mass Effect 2?
No. I mean, probably breaks top 20, but not top 10. But yeah, all right, so yeah, podcast, let's talk about stuff. So yeah, we skipped last week. This is a recap because there was literally nothing to talk about. In fact, the only things we could talk about were the same things we talked about before, which were the Activision Blizzard walkout and Pokemon Unite, which is pretty much still the only two things we can talk about now because it's the only things that are very relevant in the gaming industry at the moment. I don't know. Is there anything you guys wanted to touch upon before we get into whatever we were going to actually just discuss?
Two things, actually.
Okay.
First one. Hey, Kanye West, where the hell is Donda? I'm sick of this shit. Second off, Pokemon Unite's a good video game, and if you pay to win, you're a nerd.
Well, no, it's not pay to win anymore. It's pay for advantage.
Yeah, win.
Pokemon Unite is trash. And pay to win.
It's also good.
Pay to it's like every Pokemon game. It's trash, but it's fun. And I'm just so like, I don't know, man. That game triggers me. And it triggers me because it's like, I like it, sure, but damn, dude, so much bullshit. Every step of the way. Impossible to deal with. I mean, no, it's a Pokemon. It's not even that it's a MOBA. It's the fact that it's a Pokemon game, dude. Like, there is no MOBA where a mechanic like Zapdos exists. Like, that shit is stupid. That shit's so dumb. The fact that nothing matters until the last 2 minutes. Like, I listen, okay, everyone's been talking about Pokemon Unite's pay to win because you can pay for upgrades to your items. Like, yeah, okay, you can pay for a little advantage, whatever. But none of that matters because the only thing that ever matters in Pokemon Unite is the last 2 minutes of every single match. It is the only thing that matters. You could be getting your ass whipped by the enemy team, but if you grab Zapdos, you win. You could be whipping the enemy team's ass, outplaying them completely, but then someone just comes in out of nowhere, Gengar Sludge Bomb hexes Zapdos last second, you lose it to him, you lost Zapdos, you lost the game. Like, there's no in between. Unless you are winning somehow by like 800 points and the team's already surrendering by like 3 minutes in, then the game just doesn't matter until you get Zapdos. Like, it's pretty much that.
Oh, it's on your top 10 favorite games, right?
Tom, you didn't even pick up on Discord there, I'm not gonna lie.
$5.
I heard you from the other room. I just wanted to inform you.
That one picked up.
Yeah, okay.
Discord is great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But yeah, I mean, Pokemon Unite, it's fun, cool, yeah. But Jesus Christ, so much bullshit. I appreciate the balance patches, but, you know, I don't appreciate the fact that I don't know anything about the stats or the numbers of the game, so I can't really take it seriously. Like, they don't even show you the fucking score in the match. They don't show you.
No.
They don't show you the base health you have. They don't show you base critical hit ratio. They don't show you your base damage output. They don't show you anything. So none of these nerfs or buffs that are very vague in general anyway mean nothing because you don't actually know like what the differentials are. You don't know anything. It makes no sense to me that in the intro sequence of the fucking game, Pikachu's looking up at the scoreboard. He sees that he's losing, and then he makes a defensive play and to stop, I think, Lucario from scoring. But we can't fucking see the score in our game, so we can't tell what to do. Like, there have been so many times where I play a match and I'm like, oh yeah, we're winning, we're doing pretty good. But then like at the end, it's like we lost by like 30 points. I'm like, what the fuck? What's happening? I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Buenos dias, Mandy.
Yeah, trash game. But in any case,
Still gonna play it.
Still gonna play it.
Still gonna play it.
And it's like that Donald Trump meme. Pokemon Company doesn't like me very much. Don't worry, I'll still keep playing that garbage.
True. I mean, it's too fun, man.
It's fun. It's triggering, but it's fun. Yeah. Tyler, anything you want to talk about?
Nothing specifically, no. Like you said, nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing's happened. No games.
Everyone's real quiet with the whole
Activision
Blizzard thing, so they don't want to bring anything up. It'd be a perfect time to bring something up, but everyone's just like, okay, hold on, let's bring it back real quick. Let's see how this ends. It's like kids watching their parents fight. They don't want to say anything, but they listen in on the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the one thing I can talk about is so I have been playing through Neo: The World Ends With You lately. I've played through a good amount of the game. I think a good amount of the game. I mean, I still was doing a tutorial not too long ago last time I played, but I've gotten a good like 15 hours into the game, I think. And so I think I have a pretty decent understanding of it, and I'll be honest, I kind of like it. I'm gonna I wasn't committed at first, but I think I'm gonna drop a review now because my opinion's changed based on the more I play. But I really have to see the story out to the end to formulate a full opinion on whether or not, because it could go one of two ways. This is the type of game that could either be, you know, what it's building up toward, and the type of like personality it's been building could lead me to something that I like, or it could lead me to something that I hate. Like I kind of the goofy shit makes me laugh sometimes, and if I just don't take it seriously and I just pretend like I'm watching some fucking cheesy ass anime, I'll be happy. But like if they start to try to take this story seriously at some point through the halfway mark, or like the characters are just like do a complete sea change or something, or like, I don't know, there's just something really consistent about it, then I'll start feeling like, but right now I'm just along for the ride and I don't mind it very much. It's pretty fun. The combat's cool. It's not really, it's kind of flawed, but at the very least, I feel like I'm able to experiment with all the pins and with characters to have them all play specific roles. One of the things I don't know if I like, and this is something that a lot of JRPGs, like things like Bravely Default or like the old Final Fantasies, for example, would do, is that, you know, your characters are kind of blank slates, and what you equip on them will pretty much determine their role in combat, but anyone can really equip anything. So there's like, I mean, some characters have base stats that make them better at one thing over another, but because your stat changes correlate to food that you eat, which is completely user dependent, so you can adjust anyone's stats to be anything, they're all very moldable. And I mean, I think I like that because then it gives me more freedom of gameplay, but I don't know if I like that because one of the things that I appreciate about games, like RPGs, is that usually a character's like role in combat also kind of ties to their personality. Like, I don't know, I think of like Xenoblade, where like Ryan's like a big fucking meathead and he's the tank, like, or Dunban's like supposed to be the cool wise soldier dude, and he's your agility tank or your DPS, and like it just makes sense, like some characters are suited based on their design and the way they're placed in to certain archetypes. So, but I don't know, maybe I'm just nitpicking. But yeah, and I'm gonna figure out more about the game. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it as much as I meme on it, and as much as it kind of disappoints because it's not exactly what I wanted, I don't think what we got is that horrible.
Yet. So that one thing changes it.
I don't know. I find myself going back to it and wanting to play it every once in a while.
Telling you, man, Fret's gonna say the N-word.
All right. Okay. Have you played any of it yet, Tom, or are you still waiting to do that?
I played the demo.
All right, you haven't played any more since.
I
Yeah.
played the first 2 days.
Okay. So with that said, let's just jump into what we're going to talk about today. So I approached you gentlemen and asked, let us all provide for context for the viewer here to kind of get to know us, understand our tastes, figure out what we are going to like what we lean toward in games, and maybe give you guys just a past history of our opinions and things. Just a list of 10 of our favorite games. And we kind of gonna be real with you, kind of threw this one together for the most part. I don't know, Tyler, you said you just were like, yeah, it's too hard to come up with 10 favorite games and such short notice.
Looking at them now, I'm like, you know what? These 10 made the list. So
all right,
these 10 made the list, so they're the top 10.
All right, cool. And Tom, I'm assuming yours is just top 10.
My favorite 10 games.
All right, cool. So yeah, we're just kind of doing 10 favorite games. Of course, I mean, you already know what my favorite game is. I don't even have to really say it, but
Xenoblade Chronicles 2, baby.
Oh my god, I just almost threw up. Yeah, so
because he loves it.
We're gonna talk about all that stuff. So I mean, I guess the best way to do it is to rotate. We'll start with number 10 for each of us, and then move our way up number 9 for each of us, then number 8 for each of us, 7, 6, etc. And then.
So what if we didn't do them in a specific order, and I just
I was about to say that.
I didn't really order them from 1 to 10. I just chose 10 and
then like whatever you think is your top 3, we'll save for last, and then just do 10, and then do the 7 in no order. Yeah, whatever works for you. We'll start with 1, and then save your last 3 for last, or your 3 best for last. Because I think it's pretty easy for us to determine what our 3 favorite games are, right? Like, of a list of 10.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start. Tom, we'll start with you. Tom.
I see, because I'm the token white man. Let's see. What did I have? Let's see. What do I want to start with? I guess I'll just start with I don't know if I really narrowed it down to one game with this. I chose, I guess, the Guitar Hero series, but specifically Guitar Hero 3 and World Tour.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you, but Guitar Hero is definitely the best rhythm game, like, ever.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I actually Guitar Hero. I mean, I always, back in the day, I meshed Guitar Hero and Rock Band together in my mind because I always played those 2 games back to back myself. But they're all great. Like, I mean, Guitar Hero is fantastic for sure. Yeah.
Especially you mentioned Rock Band, especially when Guitar Hero did the Rock Band thing, and they made, you play bass, you play guitar,
you play drums,
do the vocals. Once you could do all that, it instantly stepped it up a notch. IMO, because then you could play with friends more. Like, instead of just having those one-on-one guitar battles, you could have 4 people playing Guitar Hero at the same time, all doing different things, and it was kind of fun and enjoyable. And Guitar Hero had an amazing soundtrack. Honestly, I kind of like Guitar Hero's soundtrack better.
Yeah, dude, Guitar Hero had turned me on to so much music that I was never I wouldn't say a fan of, but I never knew existed before. Stuff like AFI, stuff like, Dragon Force. I mean, everyone remembers Through the Fire and the Flames. Purely
yes,
Guitar
the
Hero
Killer of Fingers.
Yeah. I mean, stuff like, Guitar Hero Metallica was a really big game. I remember playing it a lot when it came out, and I was really exposed to a good amount of Metallica's discography because of that. And I mean, I wouldn't have been exposed to it otherwise. Even the Van Halen game too. I was exposed to a lot of those songs as well.
Like there wasn't really a rhythm game that made you feel more like you were in what you were doing than Guitar Hero was, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of almost made you feel like you were a rock star, even when you're like 10 years old playing with this big plastic chunk of shit that had 5 buttons on it.
Yeah, I feel like the Guitar Hero series too was like the last bastion of the arcade style game. Like we don't really play games like that as much anymore, like where you actually aim for a high score. Usually, I mean, ever since that, I feel like it's either been single player story games or it's been competitive or cooperative multiplayer. And it's never been competing against yourself or competing in a single player environment against someone else, like an arcade style thing. Since then, it was like Guitar Hero was the last time I gave a shit about getting a high score on something, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or even to some extent, even difficulty options, I'd say.
I guess, yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. In terms, like, you can say you got a better score than someone playing on normal, or you can say you got 100%, hit all notes on expert, and everybody's pants were wet.
Mhm.
Like, come on, bro.
Well, it's like for games like Guitar Hero and everything, when you wanted to like 100% it, it was just for you. Nowadays, when you 100% things, like it's competitive against other people.
This is
And
true.
like at least the Guitar Hero games, like when you did it, you felt accomplished. You didn't care about what anybody else said.
It was definitely more of a personal thing. I mean, there were scoreboards, but once someone got 100% the first time, it's like, all right, who the hell even cares? Like, it's been done. It's done at this point. Now you're just doing it for yourself.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, the Guitar Hero games had a really good run too. I like. I mean, I feel like it started like the series really started to pick up at 3. That's where everyone really got into it. 1 and 2 were pretty good, but 3 was where people like really started getting on board. And then like it had a good run before it just jumped the deep end and started just dropping things left and right that were really too hard to consume and difficult to keep up with or justify. Like I don't know, man. The second Band Hero came out, I was like, "You lost me, Chief. You lost me."
Yeah, the Band Hero that was it. That was the end of it.
And then they
that was the
released all
real
those
end
like
of it.
packs, and then they released what was the they released like one oh my god, one game. Oh, they released like Lego Rock Band. No, that was Guitar. Yeah, Rock Band, not Guitar Hero.
My God, they did.
And then there was I mean, there were a lot of those like themed ones. I'm just trying to remember what Guitar Hero game. Oh, one sec. This'll give me a good. I forget
no.
which was the last one that they released before they revived it with Guitar Hero Live. Was it Warriors of Rock? No, Warriors of Rock wasn't that bad. Warriors of Rock was okay. It wasn't the one I'm thinking of though.
No, Warriors of Rock 2010 was the last. Yeah, it was the last. It was the last main series Guitar Hero before Guitar Hero Live. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Smash Hits, that was the one that I was like, okay, you've lost me. Because Smash Hits was literally them just putting like a bunch of songs from the old games into a game. And Guitar Hero at that point was like 5 or 6 years old. It's like, all right, you're and it's on the same platforms it was on before. Like there is no reason for you to be putting these songs that are already in other games into one disc for everyone who's already played all these games. I was like, okay, you
it's a money grab.
Yeah, it was a
ideas.
Straight money grab, dude.
See, honestly, they started losing me once they started releasing that handheld for the DS.
Oh my god!
When
yeah,
they started
DS,
releasing
man.
that fucking accessory for the DS that looked like it would literally break your fucking hand, dude.
Yeah.
That looked awful. And then they started doing mobile versions of the game. Like, what the hell is this? How do?
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
They released Guitar Hero 6 as a mobile game. It wasn't even a game on console.
What with you guys? What Guitar Hero game do you think had the best soundtrack?
I played one Guitar Hero game and I played Eye of the Tiger, and that was it.
That was World Tour. It was honestly either 3 or World Tour.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think the best one actually might be Warriors of Rock for me, but that's just because I'm a big fan of some of the bands on that one that weren't on the others. Like they put I remember they put, what was it? They put Fall Out Boy in that one. Was that the one? No, 5 was the one with Nirvana and Kurt Cobain. Huh. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I'll just go with Warriors of Rock to say that was it. Oh yeah, Linkin Park was on that one. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Linkin Park too.
Was on World Tour? Oh, whatever.
Yeah. What I've done? That was on World Tour.
Oh damn. Okay, whatever.
Well, that's another thing I
And My Chemical Romance was on there.
I played that one on there too.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance was on there, and A Perfect Circle, and they had Silver Sun Pickups. Yeah, no, and they had like 5 Rush songs, dude, from 2112. So yeah.
That's a lot of Rush, man.
It was like all the bangers though. It was like I think it was literally the whole album they put on there.
My name's Tom Sawyer. Neil Peart is the drummer.
Moving on, Tyler, you're number 10.
I think my number 10 has to be Metal Gear Solid 5.
All right. Why?
I was like, at least playing that, like going in the other Metal Gear Solid games, it was kind of like they were kind of open areas, but it was kind of go this way, find this item, backtrack, go over here. Like it made it feel open, but it really was linear. Like you kind of got something, went over here, got something, went over here. You might have found a new gun or like a new item, but game was good. But MGS5, it literally dropped you and said, go over there and do this. But there's so much you can do in between. And there's so many little parts. You could get different weapons, customize the weapons, manage the diamond dogs, actually get people on your team. You got to invade other people. People could invade you. It had so much in it, and they did it so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there are times that I'll just be playing because I want to finish up a research on a weapon. I could try it out. If you go into certain missions, you start headshotting everybody. The AI learns, and then they all put on bulletproof helmets. If you go in with grenades, they get people with like bomb outfits. Like if you go in with the horse, they start putting up like barricades. Like the game actually changes, like based on what you do. It's not just like, yeah, you can just headshot everybody in this game with this one rifle and makes it super easy. Like it actually adapts to what you do. Story wasn't as confusing as the other Metal Gear Solid games, so that's another plus.
The story was unfinished, unfortunately, but that's more of Konami's fault than it is Kojima's.
Yeah.
They literally said it was unfinished, and then like in the director's cut, like final footage they released later on.
Yeah, the collector's edition.
Yeah, they showed that there was supposed to be an actual ending that linked it to the other games more fluidly, where the kid ended up being Liquid Ocelot. But they just completely scrapped
he is
that.
Liquid Ocelot.
Yeah, but I mean, like they actually tied it together and said it. Yeah,
like if you look it up on the wiki, it's like, hey, he's Liquid Ocelot. What?
Yeah,
but they never say it in the game.
And that's
you have to get the collector's edition C.
Yeah,
I was like, that
ending was super anticlimactic too, and I mean that's the boss fight and everything too, because I just feel like they were supposed to put in a really like big epic finale, but they just didn't have time to, or maybe Konami just crunched them for time because the game was already delayed. I'm sure they didn't want it to. And this game, everyone already knows about it. Led to why Kojima left Konami in the first place. And yeah, but I mean, I agree with everything you said. Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know. I recently watched the K-Bash video for the Metal Gear Solid games, or the 2 K-Bash.
Which one? He just released another one.
Yeah, and I watched the one where he talks about Peace Walker through 5, and I think he put it best when he said that it kind of transformed the gameplay loop of Metal Gear Solid like 2, 3, and 4, and really turned it into a sandbox, into an open world exploration where that freedom of gameplay that you have in the moment, where you're able to really choose what option works best in every scenario, or what option works
like
for
where
you.
The person, the player, actually gets to be Snake.
Yeah, and you get to determine his actions.
Stuff.
And it turns that into how do you experiment with the whole game. In a way, it's almost like a precursor to something like Breath of the Wild, for example, where that freedom of control over your
I love it when
environment.
Link has a shotgun.
Where your control over the freedom of the interactions with the environment, they morph themselves into the game in and of itself, where it's not necessarily the game is go to this location, capture this objective, do this, do that. It's more like, what am I going to discover by interacting with the world in a way that I, the player, have agency over in this moment.
And at least, like, another thing is, like, you could go, like, say you have to go to a place and extract a dude, whether it's a dude that's not willing to go or a prisoner rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you can actually, like, go up to the place, scan it out, like, actually plan out a route. It's like, okay, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to take out this dude. But then you scan a dude and you're like, hold up, that dude's an engineer and he got all S's. I need him on my team. But he's deep in the middle of a bunch of enemies. Now you got to plan out that way. Then you got to find a way to get out. And it's like, okay, I ran out of things to extract him. Now I need to put him on this. Like, it was more than just, yeah, I want this dude. Cool, he's on my team. Like, it was actually something too. It was actually a build-up. And the people actually had like an extra stat too, like a personality stat. So this dude that's got S's in everything, and he's your top scientist, but he's extremely violent. So people are always going to the brig, always going to the hospital. So it brings down your research time. Then you got to make a decision. Is he worth keeping? And you can just kick him out. Sometimes you can find them again on the field. And then they're super pissed, and it takes double the time to recruit them again if you accidentally do it again. But it's actually in a live world outside of actual gameplay.
Yeah. It really did make the world feel connected and actually like something that you could not only sink your time into, but was so much more complex than most video games in its ilk. That's for sure. Kojima was really ahead of his time with that one. That's for damn sure.
I wish it was more like Metal Gear Survive. That game was so good and so great, man. That game.
Okay.
I'm gonna
be the first one to say you on the pack.
Oh damn!
You can't say that when it's sarcasm. You can't say that. That's not how it works. You guys just can't do that. You're killing me.
I volunteer as tribute for my number 10 now. So my number 10 game, free. This is easy. Resident Evil 7, specifically in VR, specifically the VR version of Resident Evil 7. That was a video game experience I will never forget in my entire life, because it was
also because you almost threw up.
That too, yeah. But I mean,
right.
So I mean, Resident Evil 7 in and of itself, I'll say this, isn't really. I don't think Resident Evil 7 by itself is the best horror game I've ever played. I mean, it's okay. It's really good. I enjoy the atmosphere. I enjoy the kind of campiness of it. I enjoy like the kind of moment to moment gameplay and how it draws inspiration from the first game, but mixes it together with this kind of newer Resident Evil style. That's great. That's a great feeling to have. But like specifically Resident Evil 7 in VR, I mean, I'm a pretty seasoned horror game person. Like I play a lot of horror games in my time, and they kind of don't scare me as much anymore. I can really sit through one without freaking out that much, unless like you really do some effed up shit in your games to draw my attention toward it. Otherwise, I really won't get scared. I won't be afraid. Like, I don't know. Y'all remember I was playing Until Dawn in the dorm, and I remember Nick was sitting next to me during like one of those scenes where the Wendigo was like staring at you, and he was like, "How are you able to just sit still with this?" I'm like, "It's not. It's just a fucking game. It's not that scary." I mean, I played a lot of fucking horror games in my time, but Resident Evil 7 in VR scared the shit out of me every fucking second it could do it. Like when Jack is chasing you around the house at the very beginning of the game, I was literally like screaming my brains out, scared.
We're about to see something wonderful.
He's about to see something wonderful.
Get your ass back to the house.
Yeah, dude, the boss fight with Marguerite, so fucking gross, dude. Oh, like I still, oh yeah. But I mean, like the game had so many like twists and turns to it, and VR specifically for that game really did. I mean, it's something that I think if you're into horror games, if you like horror video games, that is something you have to experience once in your life, is Resident Evil 7 in VR. It is slow enough that it really doesn't make you feel sick if you play it for prolonged periods of time. You kind of have to get your VR sea legs. Like I felt sick first playing it because, you know, I wasn't used to VR, but then I eventually got to the point where I was able to play it for like 10 hours straight one night. The game is, you know, slow enough that you don't really feel movements or motion sickness when you're playing, and the way it immerses you into the world, it really does place you as if you're inside of the Baker Mansion. And I don't know, man. It's a really creepy ass thing to kind of have all of your senses blocked minus this one game, and then Jack Baker's behind you, like, where the hell you think you're going, son? Like, and he just fucking grabs you and chokes you. Like, what the? Like, I don't know. I love Resident Evil 7 VR. It's like, again, it's kind of like a B+ horror game, but Resident Evil 7 VR is like an A+ horror experience. It is great. Capcom kind of outdid themselves with that one. But yeah.
Banger out of Capcom.
Banger out of Capcom.
Another
one. Aha, I was going to say it.
Another one. All right. So Tom, what would you say your number 9 is?
All right. Number 9, Burger King foot lettuce. I think so. My list is kind of eclectic. At least the later numbers are. So number 9, I got COD Blops. I got Call of Duty Black Ops, like the original Black Ops.
And what made you choose the original Black Ops over other games in the series, like Modern Warfare 2?
The last good Call of Duty game.
I mean, Black Ops 2 was probably the last good Call of Duty game.
Black Ops 2 was good.
Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 just made it.
Modern Warfare 3 wasn't bad.
Modern Warfare 3 was real good.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 3 was pretty good. I mean, there have been like some aspects of the newer games that have been pretty good too. I mean, like not
hackers.
Yeah. You want to talk? You want to tell us about Cold War? Tell us about Cold War.
No, not Cold War. Not Cold War. I mean specifically Black Ops 3 and 4. Sorry, I should clarify. Specifically Black Ops 3 and 4.
Tell us about Infinite Warfare 2.
No, specifically 3 and 4. Okay. Fuck World War 2. Fuck Cold War. Fuck Modern Warfare.
War mode in World War II was actually kind of fire, though.
The what?
The war mode
in World
It was
War II.
literally just people camping on the fucking building at the choke point. That was the entire game mode.
Yeah.
That's boring.
But yes,
so Tom, why do you think Black Ops 1?
I'm glad.
One of your favorite games.
I'm glad you asked, friends. Where do I begin? First off, IMO, it has the best zombies, which is debatable by a lot of people, but I still think it has the best zombies.
Yeah, no, I would actually agree with you on that.
Aside from Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Black Ops was the first Call of Duty I like really played a lot of and enjoyed and played seriously. I don't know, because everything kind of felt pretty smooth, especially coming off Modern Warfare 2, which was just that game was a fuster cluck, dude. That thing was.
It was literally everything in that game was so unbalanced and broken.
It was fun. It was so unbalanced. It was fun. Like you had people quick scoping across the map, fucking
Akimbo model 1886,
infinite noob tubes, commando lunges, ACRs and TAR 21s all over the fucking place. Akimbo, Model 1887s. I don't even need to say more.
Are you talking about Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops?
No, the Modern Warfare 2 I'm
I
talking
was about to say, I'm like, none of those were in Black Ops.
No, but they were in the game before, which is a fun game. It was an unbalanced game. But Call of Duty Black Ops was just, it was really fun. It was definitely a lot more balanced than fucking modern cocaine fare 2.
I don't know, maybe.
Huh?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like Black Ops 1 kind of had some of, in retrospect, some of the worst, in my opinion, multiplayer of those earlier CODs, only because like you had like viability for guns, a lot of them. You had like
wait, hold on.
Oh no,
Sir, you dropped something.
The pack. He's gonna say it.
No, Zach, look on the floor. You dropped something.
What did I drop?
You dropped that cap. You're capping right now. You're dropping all that cap.
All right,
you stop capping right now.
You just have to hear me out. You just have to listen. Okay? What point did you have in using any of the shotguns, sniper rifles, or machine guns when you had the FAMAS, the AUG, and the AK-74U, or the Galil right there? That was literally.
Sir, let me answer that question for you. Let me answer that question.
And they never fixed those guns.
Sir, I have testicles. I have balls.
No,
I probably used the Galil like 10 times, dude. I hated using those fucking guns. But still top 200, baby.
I'm not saying that you know, like you could or couldn't do good with the other guns. I'm just saying that it was very unbalanced in the sense that there were obviously superior choices over others, especially even with perks too. You ran with Ghost, you ran with stopping power, you ran with, I don't know, like sleight of hand. Like you were pretty much just set. Like
you were on that AK-74U with sleight of hand.
Dude, AK-74U is
you could melt the whole team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, like, and I feel like other Call of Duty games, I mean, at least Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 all at least attempted to balance in a slightly better way that felt more natural and felt like you had more options throughout your gameplay experience. But I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm on the pack. I don't know. I like Black Ops.
No, Zach, is this your number 9? I didn't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of the other games were more balanced, sure. But again, this is the first game I really sunk a lot of fucking time into in terms of online first-person multiplayer. Really Call of Duty. And coming off Modern Warfare 2, that you want to talk about balance, dude. Call of Duty Black Ops was a step up. I don't care how slightly or big or
Modern Warfare 2, if you had the FAL and the shotgun attachment, that shot as far as FAL.
You could walk around with Model 1887s. It didn't
You can walk across the map, commando lunging someone.
Lunging 25 feet across the map. All right. The ACR was by far the best assault rifle. There's no fucking comparison because there was zero recoil. Zero.
Yeah. You didn't even need a reticle for that. You could just iron sight that gun.
That gun with iron sights was busted. And then people ran around with TAR 21s with grenade launchers and silencers because you had fucking noob tubes and you
got
just
the BM dudes with the Akimbo Rangers.
Bruh. You had shotgun secondaries. First off, shotgun secondary.
The Spaz 12 in that game. That was the last game. The Spaz 12 was good.
Actually,
Modern Warfare. No, that was a striker. I mean, I guess maybe Black Ops 1, the Spaz was the best shotgun in Black Ops 1.
I mean, but in Black Ops 1, they made it full auto instead of pump action.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not the Spaz 12 I know and love.
But it's broken. It's still broken.
The shotguns in Black Ops 1 were
the shotguns in Black Ops felt like you were shooting people with BB.
Yeah, they were kind of bad, though, really. They were. I think a big part of the reason why the Black Ops games in general never really had really good shotguns was because of the map design. It's because usually Treyarch uses like the 2-lane maps. So like you'll just have like these corridors in the corner, but the choke points and where everyone will be on the lanes, which usually have really long lines of sight. So it's very difficult to get in close to someone when you're being aimed at from like 80 different angles. So I mean, the maps really never facilitated that close quarters shotgun kind of gameplay. Versus like I don't know, for some reason, Infinity Ward always put fucking doorways and like corners and shit everywhere, so it was easier to use shotguns in that game.
Yes, Sleepy Joe Secot and his love of doors and door handles.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, you brought up the maps. Let's talk about the maps in Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah,
my guy.
honestly, Black Ops.
Design?
Black Ops still has some of the best maps ever, which is why they keep releasing them.
They still don't get rid of Nuketown. Nuketown's in every single fucking game. Summit is the best map in Call of Duty. Summit is the best map.
Summit's with Black Ops and map packs. Like every time you got some new map packs, the maps felt different.
Firing range is dope.
Like the map packs now, well, like the new maps that came out in the games after that, it's like, oh, hey, now we got a new map. It's another place inside of another house.
Buy the stimulus package.
But
Yeah,
I'm
exactly
a stealth cloud.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there were some really, I mean, I feel like there were some really, really amazing maps. I don't know, like even the DLC maps for Black Ops 1 had some really good, like Kowloon that was on I think the first DLC. That one was really good. I enjoyed that map. Purely because you could just walk around the edges of that map and just like kill people I just remember running around in circles at the edges. I was like, yes,
Bruh. Fucking Array, Crisis, Cracked. Oh, these men. Oh, yeah. These were itchy. These were it.
Right. Okay,
So yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Okay, yeah, Black Ops good. We've established this. Black Ops good. Yep. Tyler.
Well, my number 9.
Yes.
My number 9 is Bully.
Bully? Oh, okay.
Bully 2 coming to never near you.
So why Bully?
Like, just thinking about Bully, that game has so much in it. Like, you had to go to class. You had to do your classes, get grades. You got to beat up people. You could become just a gigolo. They had an actual fighting dungeon under the school. He was trying to fight against the psychopath. You got a bunch of different tools. You could literally go in your dorm room and just get the hands to everybody in there. And they didn't discriminate. You could beat anybody's ass in that game. Men, women, adults, children, everything.
Animals. Actually, no, you couldn't fight any animals. No.
They had you actually do jobs so you could get money too. Like that game. I think it's about the close to like a real world simulator.
You know what Bully actually makes me think about? It's weird.
Excuse me. Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. At least with Bully, like it was a little bit more realistic.
I wouldn't say Bully's realistic. I would say
more realistic than GTA.
I mean, Bully's. I mean, I would say Bully's on the same brand as GTA, where it's a really cartoonish parody of what is in reality mundane reality, like mundane real life scenarios, just over exaggerated to sitcom levels. But I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember what I was gonna say because Tom memed. Well, yeah, I don't know. Bully was a great game. It was good.
Just going through that game, just so much going on in so little times. It always went down to like somebody pissed you off, go there and beat their ass. Somebody stole something, go there, steal it, beat their ass. Or sometimes you had to sneak in places, get something, go out. Like there was a lot going on in that game. And you're thinking, okay, yeah, I'm a bully. I'm gonna bully people. And you're just like, I'm not really.
Then you pick factions and get like friendship shit. Yeah, dude. Literally, this.
You have to bring up everyone's likeness, and then it brought down, and then you have to bring it back up. Mm-hmm. You could literally just make out with anybody in the game. So you could have the whole school as your boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they get into a fight. They start fighting each other. Good times.
Jimmy was a simp. I'm gonna say right now, Jimmy was a little simp bitch. That man would do anything that anyone asked him to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, why do I care about that? But you have to. Fine, I'll do it. What you mean,
yes, my master plan is almost complete. Jimmy, go get egg bombs for you, but I don't want to. But you gotta do it. All right, fine, I'll fucking do it. Jesus Christ, you don't have to ask me again.
Yeah.
I'm Jimmy. I smell cheese.
Oh God. All right. Yeah. Bully was good. It was a good
Well, it
game.
was a good game.
A great game. Okay. I'll go get to my number 9 because we've been at this for like an hour now. So I'm just gonna say too, if we I forgot to mention this before, if we talk about ones that other people have already put on their list, we might just, unless it's in your top 3 and you really want to talk extensively about it, we'll just kind of skip over it too.
Yes.
So with that said, my number 9 would probably be Overwatch. I don't know if that was on your guys' top 10
No,
list.
you can't say that.
Oh
you
yeah.
can't say
Oh shit, I forgot about.
You can't
Oh
say
fuck
Overwatch.
yeah! I
Your
forgot.
favorite number 9 is Omission.
Battleborn. My number 9 is Battleborn. Clean it up. Okay, my number 9 is Battleborn. The characters are great. The gameplay loop is fun. I'm super addicted to Battleborn. I just wish I had people to play with. All right, moving on. Number 8, Tom. What's your number 8?
Man, number 8. Number 8. What do I go with here? I'm gonna go MK9 actually. MK9 is my number 8.
Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 9.
Okay,
Which one was 9?
Mortal Kombat 9 was the one on PS3.
yeah, that was the one with Freddy Krueger and no wait, yeah, was it? Yeah.
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 Listen,
I think I played a little bit of that one, but I didn't really own it, so I didn't really get a.
All I'm saying.
That was like the true reboot of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
what did they add into that one that everyone was like freaking out about? Like what kind? They added like some fatality form that was really funny.
didn't someone rip someone's boobs off or something? I don't even fucking remember.
Sounds like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like I don't even remember. Fucking. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember which one it was. All I'm saying is,
Sure.
them combos felt clean. Them combos felt nice. I whooped at Ermac. Let me say, first things first, Ermac. Let me talk Ermac. I think Ermac's one of the most broken. Ermac from MK9 is one of the most broken characters in Mortal Kombat, period. That motherfucker
was always the most broken character.
Nah, dude, MK9 Ermac, you pressed 4 buttons. 4 inputs. 4 input buttons. And you were dead. You teleported behind someone, you force choked them, and then you fucking dunked them on the ground, and you repeated that loop until they died. And you only had to do that twice because they died, because Ermac was stupid. That motherfucker was broken. But I don't know. I just, out of all the Mortal Kombats, I feel like I enjoyed playing Mortal Kombat 9 the most. The aesthetic of the game was nice because, all Mortal Kombats have extremely different and varying aesthetics. They're all super different and not at all dreary or anything, and like people aren't dying. I don't know. I also just like I like the cast. I liked how the cast looked. I liked I don't know. I don't really know how to go into Mortal Kombat 9 without making it sound like every other Mortal Kombat, but it felt a little more different.
See,
it felt a little cleaner.
The reason
it
why
felt more
that
polished.
Was your favorite was because it had Kratos in it.
I never played. No, honestly, dude, I hated Kratos. Kratos was dick. Kratos was awful.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean,
Kratos was an awful character in Mortal Kombat. Kratos was an awful character.
Okay.
Listen. Yeah.
And even trying to fight it. It was like, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, dude, I think he was by far one of the bottom 3 characters in the game. Like, he was dick.
Kratos, these nuts. I don't even know where that was going. Okay, Tyler.
Nice.
Your number 8.
My number 8 was Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yes.
Okay. I played the hell out of that game. That was why I was playing that every day. Like every time I jumped on PlayStation, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'd get off to play like some games with you guys sometimes. But that game was the big difference of the Assassin's Creed genre. I know Origins kind of did it first, but it was that break they took after Syndicate to get, to actually make a good Assassin's Creed game. But Odyssey has literally dropped you in. That was pretty much around the time you got your boat. It was like, okay, cool. Go out into the world. Here are the people you have to kill. do it how you want. There's other stuff to do as well. You could start wars and then fight in those wars to gain profit. The main character wasn't just drab and there. Like, you actually liked some of the characters. You actually hated some of the characters you actually had to hate. That game is so good. I want to go back and play it to finish the DLCs. But I already put so much time into that game. I know it's going to rip away all my time yet again.
See, as soon as you said Assassin's Creed, I immediately went into Apple Music and looked up the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Sea Shanty collection. Because that shit's clean as fuck, son.
You didn't even
Another
pick
reason I'm not
the
going
good
back to Odyssey is
Assassin's
because
Creed.
Valhalla was some shit on the ground.
That was dick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I remember when Odyssey first came out, it was panned for being really glitchy. But I don't know. You didn't even pick like the classic ones, dude. You didn't even pick like Black
Dude, you didn't pick
Flag
Brotherhood?
or 2.
Oh, I'm saying Odyssey was better than those.
You didn't pick
That's
the one with
just
Connor.
all right. No,
Saves
Zach, don't say
America?
that.
At least they were
Tyler, you are on the fucking path, my
Listen,
God. There's
Odyssey.
no fucking way. There's no fucking. Listen, I know it's your list. You're entitled to have your
Connor
opinion,
Saves
but your
America.
opinions can also be wrong, my guy.
Connor-
Jesus.
Coming from the one who was saying to Zach, "Oh, is this your number 9?"
Connor
Yes.
Saves America.
No, he didn't.
Thank you,
No, he did
Mr.
not.
Benjamin. Now I shall take my leave.
There's a DLC where he assassinates George Washington.
and
And he
George Washington's
saved
evil.
America. He took his wooden teeth
I'm just saying,
and placed them
Odyssey
on the flag.
you could actually customize your character. You could actually put on layered stuff on it. So if you look kind of stupid, you could change that. So like the weapons actually did stuff. Like it wasn't just, buy the most expensive armor and buy like the most expensive great sword or short sword. And then you can go to wrestling. Like this, you actually had to put together stuff. There was actually stats you could do. It's like actually an RPG mechanic to it.
Is this man serious?
Oh
You
yeah.
play Brotherhood, right?
Yes, and it pales compared to Odyssey.
All right, I'm not.
My
Okay.
good. Okay.
We're not
all right,
gonna.
okay.
No. Okay.
right.
Nope.
Okay.
Let's not do this. It's fine.
I'm not doing anything. I'm done. Don't worry. I'm done.
Sorry. Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. My number 8. I would say my number 8 is actually Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door. That's a great video game. It is.
They're clean.
Yeah. It's one of the few Mario games that has a very good mix of story and personality. And also the combat is fantastic and it's very addicting and it's a great RPG and it's a lot of fun. And I mean, I've always wanted to make a video on that one too, but like I feel like my opinion is pretty much the same as anyone else on the internet who's played it. So it's very hard for me to justify making content on that one, but like I don't know. It's a good video game, great RPG. Really one of the best Mario RPG by far in IMO. Really refined that gameplay system of the original Paper Mario and made it something unique and complex. So yeah, my number 8.
I never played it, so I'll take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, what do you
Numbers.
think about Paper Mario?
I didn't play Paper Mario.
Okay, Tom, what's your number 8?
My number 8.
Yeah. Oh, your number 7.
Number 7.
Sorry, my bad. Your number 7.
My number 8. Well, my number 8 was Mortal Kombat 9.
Your number 7.
So my number is 7. I have to like choose which order I want to fucking state these pieces of dick in.
Again, they're pretty much interchangeable minus the top 3. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't think too
See,
much.
the thing is, I have an honorable mentions thing at the bottom too, so I'm like scrolling through that too. Like, all right, now number 7, I'm going. So I'm either going SSX3 or SSX3.
Hey, you know what? That was gonna be on my list. That was gonna be on there, and I was like, always I didn't put it on there, so I was like, I don't know. It's like this game's so good. But
See, you also knew that someone else was going to put it on.
yeah, yeah. Yes. That's like it's definitely in my top 20. Definitely, like probably just hit 11.
Like
But
when I think of the pinnacle of sports video games that weren't actually like realistic simulation sports video games, like the like the EA big period, dude. SSX3 and Tricky, that was it, Chief. That like you had NFL Street, NBA Street, like that was fucking it. That time period, dude. Fucking mwah, 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 mwah.
we need to
So
bring
tasty.
all of those games back.
Yeah, they tried bringing SSX back. You know what they did? They added fucking skis to it, like a bunch of assholes. I didn't know if I wanted to choose 3 or Tricky because I played 3 more, but Tricky was so fucking good.
I put on mine when I had it. I was just like SSX.
So
Yeah, it's 100%.
So Tyler, you're number 7.
My number 7 was a game called Shadow Hearts. That pretty much it was like it was a turn-based RPG game, but it was one of those turn-based games that instead of just you want to attack, you hit attack and they do their attack. This one actually had a ring system. So a ring would show up, like pretty much a clock would show up, and a part of the clock would be lit up, and you have to, and a line would go across.
I remember this game.
You have to hit those lights in order to do your attack. And as you know, you got farther on, more parts would light up, and if you hit more parts, it would either do more damage or they do more attacks. It was one of those games like, this is different. It's like, I like this. And you could, as a main character, you could shapeshift into different monsters, have different abilities. Like the world just intrigued me. It's like, okay, yeah, there's religion in this world, Christianity, God and everything. Like, okay. And then you meet those people, and most of the time, they're just bad people. Other times, they're good people, but then you find out they're doing not so weird, so good stuff. But one of the first places you come across is this city or this town that's just abandoned. And it's like, okay, what the hell's going on? So you start to like go through the town. It's all mysterious. It's like ghosts you could talk to that sometimes disappear. Turns out there's a demon under the city. There was so much going on in that game. The story was good in the beginning. Near the end, it was like, okay, cool, I guess. But then it pulled it together in the end, and there was New Game Plus in it, so that was definitely a plus.
Mm-hmm. Why some of these
the second one
characters
sucked. So
maybe it is the second one I was looking at. The Shadow Hearts Covenant. But yeah, I mean, it seems like an interesting game for sure. I haven't played it, so I can't really make an assessment. But if you say
I've missed a lot of attacks because I want to hit a button or hit a magic spell, or even using items, you have to use the clock thing. I'll hit it and then I'll look away, and then I'll look back. It's like, oh, I missed my attack, or I missed that healing item that was going to save me in this boss fight. Like, it's definitely a game you got to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's good that an RPG could keep you on your toes, especially in something on the PS2.
Oh, it's even worse when you get inflicted with stuff that makes your ring invisible. So you literally have to memorize.
Oh no, that sounds like a Persona 3 kind of thing. I don't know.
There's some
of
of the times that make it 2 times faster, which is near impossible to get perfects, or times where they make it smaller. There was a lot going on in that game. There was a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Zach, what's your number 7 game?
My number 7 game is a little game starring everyone's favorite lovable oaf, Jack Black, called Brutal Legend.
What?
Decapitation!
Yes.
Cut out halfway
So Brutal Legend was a fantastic video game. It was actually the first, I guess, quote, next gen game I ever played. It was at the time what I considered next gen. So I mean, like when I was a kid, I skipped out on like a lot of games in the very early PS3 and Xbox 360 because I owned a Wii, and I really only ever played the Wii for the most part. Like, and I played like all the Zelda games and the Mario games, and I maybe went back and played my PS2 and my GameCube every once in a while. But I missed out on a lot of games for a couple of years because I only had the Wii. And eventually the Wii just dropped nothing but shitty shovelware. And I was like, this is getting old. I'm getting tired of just looking through the Wii eShop for new episodes of Strong Bad. Which, shout out to Strong Bad. That was a great game. In any case, and then I was getting sick of that. And then I picked up a PS3 at one point. I think it was like 15. And at the time, I think the games that released at that time were Brutal Legend, that I had gotten. Brutal Legend, Modern Warfare 2, Borderlands 1, and there was another game, but Bioshock. Those were games that I had gotten at launch, not at launch, but when I first got my PlayStation 3. And I played Brutal Legend first because that was the game that made me go, I need to play a next-gen video game. Or a PS3 gen video game.
Pick a good one.
Yeah. And when I picked it up, when I saw a lot of the promo footage for it, like my scope, so you gotta get into the mind of a 14 some year old me, 13 or 14 year old me.
Do we want to?
No, but okay, we're gonna get into it anyway. So my understanding of how big video games were and what they were was based on the old technology, based on PS3, PS2 and PlayStation, PlayStation 1, GameCube, Wii, stuff like that, where it's like, okay, I am used to playing games. There are like 10-hour experiences where, like the opening areas are the first parts, and then you have like a little bit of exploration, things like that. When I played Brutal Legend, that was like one of the first times where a game that became open world and opened up and turned into multiple different types of games by the end was a foreign concept to me, and it still sticks with me to this day. The fact that the game starts off as like this linear third-person action game and then turns into an open world game where you get to explore and has all these subgenres of game like racing and like rhythm mini games. And, you have all these collectibles you can go search for, and then it eventually turns into a tower defense game, things like that, where the game really not only felt like an interconnected open sandbox world, but also had all of these different aspects to it that really made the gameplay feel transformative and unique. And it's still really something that I think is unique to that game, is its mesh of genres. For sure, it does it in a way that I don't think any other game has done, but it's definitely one of the first instances of a game expanding my horizons and my thoughts of what games were and could be. And the game soundtrack was fucking banging, dude. That shit was so good. If
it wasn't for Brutal Legend, I would have never discovered Painkiller by Judas Priest. Easily one of the best songs of all time.
God, dude. Yeah, dude, A+ song. Like nearly all the songs in that game were like
Fine,
were
I'm gonna
ace.
treat you like a porcupine.
Porcupine. Oh, none of that caught, dude. None of that
caught at all. I mean, yeah. I mean, they put all the legends of the rock universe in there with Lemmy Kilmister, and Ozzy was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this got everyone. They did everything, and it was.
You had Lita Ford. You had fucking Rob Halford. You had fucking what's her name? Yeah, you had her too.
But yeah, in any case, the game was definitely a love letter to a genre of music that I loved as a kid, when I grew up. Kind of, I guess I still listen to metal music now in my young adulthood, and it's something that that game holds a special place in my heart for numerous reasons. It's a great game.
Phenomenal game.
Phenomenal.
Still waiting for Jablinski Games to play it.
Still waiting for Brutal Legend 2. Tim Schafer.
Still waiting on that second one. Lemmy's already dead, bro. Let's get this shit rolling.
Yes.
Lemmy Kilmister died years ago, man. You can't really get him back.
The Killmaster. So Tom, your number 6 game.
All right, number six. I feel like I want to say it, but I know it's also going to be on Zach's list, so I'm going to just say what it is and move on. Number 6, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. We're putting that at number 6, boys.
Damn! I didn't think it would make. Wow. Okay.
Nah, dude, listen, man, that shit was gripping, my guy.
I thought he was saying "damn" because it's number 6 on your list.
Dude, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought.
I just didn't think Tom would put it on his list. That's crazy.
No, dude, I would say this. It's been a while since a game has been that gripping emotionally on me as a human being, and that cast of characters is extremely memorable. I'm gonna just stop at that, and then we'll let you talk about that later.
That's whatever. I've already talked enough about Xenoblade. I want to hear more of your opinion, dude.
Oh, well, since we're here, dude. To this day, I still remember the first. All right, so spoiler warning, spoiler alert. If you haven't played you played Xenoblade.
If you're on my channel and
if you're on this channel, you played Xenoblade.
And you made it an hour and a half.
The first time you reunite with Fiora, and you're in the I forget what the name of the village is. With fucking
Machna Village. Machna Village.
You Machna Village, and you reunite with Fiora, and Dunban looks at her, and Fiora's just like, Dunban, like, bro, I shed 2 tears. 2 singular tears out both eyes.
Man tears.
They were dude, they were little bitch tears. I was like, what the fuck? This shit got me, son. This shit got me hard. The gameplay is fucking great. I mean, the voice acting is A1. The characters are great. They do an excellent job of telling the story. Like, fuck, man. Combat was fun. I didn't realize I liked the combat. Is like, dude, it's a good game. It's a fun game.
No arguments for me here. So Tyler, what's your number 6 game?
My number 6 game is The Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Okay. Why Oblivion over the other game?
Not Skyrim.
Yeah.
Oblivion.
Why Oblivion over Elder Scrolls Online? Or Morrowind?
Or Morrowind. You were saying with a straight face. At least with like Skyrim, I felt like I've done everything I can in Skyrim. And it's like you kind of start the game of Skyrim and it's, how do you want to play it? Oh, I want to play it this specific way. And there's no reason for you to change. It's like, okay, cool. I'm 5 hours in. I have everything I need for the entirety of the game. With Oblivion, you could make your own spells. The quests felt like a lot more in depth. The actual, like, talking to people, sometimes it was just funny as hell. They took out some great things in Oblivion from Skyrim. Like, when I go into Skyrim, like, the Fighters Guild, that's a great quest. The Brotherhood quests in that were so good. And the DLCs for Oblivion just changed the game so much. Whereas like Elder Scrolls, oh yeah, it just adds in a few other, or Skyrim, they add in a few new monsters and a few things, but it's kind of just looks the same, or they make you build a house and adopt. Whereas Oblivion, you can actually go share Gorath's place. It's just there's so much more RPG aspect in that one than I feel like Skyrim had. Like, I feel like the only way I can actually play Skyrim vanilla now, I wouldn't play it as long as I'd play Oblivion vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to play Skyrim with mods.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can actually make that game a good, like, another 10 hours. Whereas Oblivion, I could just start over and just play that game vanilla. Yes. But Zach, what's your number 5?
My number 6? Yeah, I was gonna say my number 5. I've forgotten there. My number 6. My number 6 is Pokemon Crystal.
Okay. All right.
See,
okay.
all right. Listen. All right.
Okay.
Good choice. Good answer.
So Pokemon Crystal.
I really thought you were gonna say Pokemon Unite.
No,
that's number 5.
No, trash. All right. Pokemon Crystal was I would say, one of the, well, I mean, maybe it's a bit biased of me to say it personally because, you know, it was a gaming experience I had in my childhood. You know, maybe some of the later Pokemon games, things like Black and White, things like, you know, Heart Gold, Soul Silver even, or, you know, like Even just Diamond and Pearl were better experiences overall. But the I don't know, man, the countless nights in the back seat of my parents' car with my fucking Game Boy, just playing Pokemon Crystal and going through the motions and just getting through all of the gyms and figuring out the different puzzles and catching Suicune and Entei and Raikou and like just going through the world. And it was the first Pokemon game where I really was able to sit myself down and get through it, not only get through it and understand the mechanics, but also get through it and really go for the goal of like catching all the Pokemon that I possibly could. And I think one of the things that really gripped me to it the most was that I mean, like, it was immersive in a way that I think it was very simplistic. And sure, like it's just like crappy little pixels on a screen, but that like immersion really did draw you into that world in a way that I don't know, it's very visceral. It's hard for me to describe. Like going through the routes, going through like the bug catching tournament, for example. Like when I was a kid, when I came across the bug catching tournament, it was just a thing I saw. I was like, oh, I'll do that. And then I saw Scyther. I'm like, I want to fucking catch Scyther. And then I just tried doing that for hours, and it became like just a loop of gameplay. And going through the safari was so fun. I don't know. Like fighting what's her name? The second or third gym, Whitney, where she doesn't give you a gym badge and you have to just figure out, you got to go back in and talk to her after for her to actually give it to you.
A little wuss.
Yeah, she's a little baby. But yeah, that like stuff like that just made the experience a little more unique. And then I think that, and it also has some of my favorite Pokemon designs and Pokemon in general and all of the Pokemon games. Espeon is my favorite Pokemon ever. And playing that game with an Espeon that knows Psychic, pretty much you just run through the whole game with Espeon because Psychic types were busted in that video game. Busted. But yeah, and then like other Pokemon, I loved for example, Tyranitar was really cool. Was one of my favorites. I thought that Feraligatr was a really dope Pokemon. Just a bunch of really cool mons in that generation. Flaffy was really cool, and Ampharos, good mon. Steelix was great. And I think, the biggest thing for me too was that not only did you play through in Crystal the entire Johto region, but you also went back to Kanto and did it in reverse, and then did the Elite Four, and you were able to fight Red in that game too. And that was like, when as a kid, when you play through a Pokemon game and you're promised 8 gyms, the Elite Four, and then that's it, you're like, oh, that's okay, whatever. And then you play through that, and then, oh my god, you do 8 more gyms, but it's harder, and you get to fight the Elite Four in Red again. Like, all right, you got me. I'm sold. Tom, your number 5 choice.
So my number 5 choice, we're going all the way back to N64. We're talking the one, the only, the quintessential kart racing game, Diddy Kong Racing. Easily the best kart racing game I've played. Easily.
I still can't believe they put Conker in that game. That's crazy.
They put Banjo in that game. That shit kind of clean.
Did they put Banjo in the original, or was Banjo in the DS?
No, Banjo was in the original on the N64. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, he was. Who was on the DS one?
There was a DS one.
Yeah, they ported Diddy Kong Racing to the DS, but they lost the rare licensing, so they couldn't. I forget who they put in. But why is Diddy Kong Racing in your top 5?
I'm glad you asked, Zach. I mean, for a kart racing game that came out on N64, along with just being a really solid kart racing game, the whole boat and plane thing was a thing. It was a thing that hadn't really been done by the likes of Mario Kart. So like, that was one thing it did to separate itself really well. I really think it was the best kart racing game on the N64.
Yeah,
on a system that had I mean, the original Mario Kart. You had there's that fucking Mickey Speedway fucking racing game. Star Wars Pod. There was a shit ton of kart racing games on the N64. There were A tier, man. But I don't know. Diddy Kong Racing just did the best, man.
Yeah, one of the best things about Diddy Kong Racing, in my opinion, was how it mixed together the kind of rare style of gameplay into a kart racer. Kind of in the way similar to the Crash racing games, where they turned like that hub world into an exploration thing. And not only was it was kind of like almost a collectathon and a racer at the same time, because you not only did races, but you did time trials, you did exploration events, you went and looked around for certain items to just collect and go through in different races. It wasn't just about racing. It was about completing objectives to unlock your next destination in your next race. And that was pretty cool. I like that. Tyler, your number 5.
My number 5 is Dragon's Dogma.
Okay, talk to him.
That's that game. Me and my brothers probably played that game for a good 2 years. It's one of the first game, you just jump in, it's like, okay, I gotta hit this thing in its eye. How am I gonna get up there? I'm playing a character that has no range. You just jump on him and climb up. It was one of the most different games. You can actually break off different parts of the monsters to actually. Sometimes you can get items, but it was more to just debilitate them. So the snake, the hydras, you could cut off their heads, and if you do it with fire, it didn't regrow back. You could actually hit armor off of enemies. World was just open. You could just go anywhere you wanted. Whether or not you would live is another story. New Game Plus was definitely a godsend, because in the beginning of the game, you could just get hit by a random bandit, die, and it's like, okay, cool, I'll just respawn here. It's like, nope, you're going to respawn where you last saved. Which ruins so much.
Arisen Harpy Master.
Yeah.
The pawns were so fucking useless, dude. Literally mouth breathers. I remember there were certain areas of that game. I mean, I love Dragon's Dogma, but there were certain areas of that game made me want to pull my hair out, because they were either really difficult for no reason, or your pawns were just so stupid, but you needed them to survive, to either be meat shields or to do help you do spells and shit, or to just buff you or whatever. And you would be I don't know, you'd be walking through a dungeon entrance and they'd somehow find themselves walking off the edge and they would just be dead. And you'd be like, okay, well, you're an idiot. And now I have to go back and try to get you revived, you dumbass. Game triggered me. And the Dark Arisen DLC, that shit triggered me so much too. That shit was really
you
hard.
go to the Dark Arisen DLC, it's like, okay, cool, I beat the game twice, I'm gonna go to this Dark Arisen play. Yeah, I got this. You get smacked to death by a hellhound and your whole team dies, and you're like, I'm not ready for here yet.
But yeah, it's a good game. It's a great game. It's great. Oh, is it my turn?
Well, you, Zach.
Yeah,
what's your number 5?
It's my turn for number 5. All right. My number 5 game. My number 5 game is probably Persona 4. Persona 4. Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4.
He said the whole name. Goddamn.
Yeah, it is. It's a great game. It's got some fantastic elements to it. But personally, I like it over the other ones because the story in that game was it's something that I think speaks to me personally, because of the character dynamics kind of relating to things in my own life. But I also believe that the game in and of itself was just special in the sense that it maintained this cheery outer aesthetic with its color palettes and its upbeat music and its goofy characters, but it also underneath juxtaposed that with a very melancholic and morose and very dark story that really struck a perfect balance between that cheery aesthetic, but that deep and almost depressing underbelly. And I think it's something that games really can't do very well. Like all the other Persona games in one way, shape, or form are usually really drab and emo and like fucking edgy and shit. Like Persona 3 is nothing but edge. Persona 5 is like, it's got that edginess, but it's not super edgy, but it's still like, it's darker than the other games. A girl tries to almost kill herself in the beginning of Persona 5. But in Persona 4, it's like, yeah, I'm just a big city boy moving out to some bum ass part of the country, and I'm making some friends.
Doesn't someone hang from telephone wires?
Yes, but that's like 4 hours into the game when they're cracking jokes about kicking Yosuke in the balls, and
Yosuke is a femboy.
Yeah, and like I don't know, you have that whole kanji scene in the bathhouse. That was like this. There's this juxtaposition of like serious character development and humorous and funny stuff that I think like a lot of games, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, try to do but don't do very well. Whereas Persona 4, wrong game. Persona 4 lets me gain the respect of its characters through providing serious emotional backstory and moments and makes me earn their respect, while also having those goofy anime moments that mesh together in a very tasteful fashion. So yeah, Persona 4.
Yeah, especially since all that goes really well with the day-to-day social life, and then all of a sudden go into dungeon crawling and you see, the fucked up underbelly of what society really is after you go into fucking dungeons. Yeah.
Yes.
America.
So was that number 5?
Yes.
That was 5.
Okay, so number 4. Tom, what's your number 4?
Number 4. All right, so we were talking Pokemans earlier, all right? Okay. So check this out. Pokemon Emerald. Number 4.
Okay.
Because Hoenn is the best region.
Hoenn is the best region.
Hoenn is the best region. All that water, baby, that's because that shit got drip, my guy. The fuck?
Oh my god.
I mean, Gen 3 was my first generation of Pokemon, so I definitely have. There's definitely nostalgia effect. The rose tinted glasses are coming in hot. But when I really think of all the Pokemon games I've played and how almost none of them have really come close. Maybe Gen 4, definitely. Gen 5 was good. But nothing's touched Gen 3, man. Absolutely nothing. The Hoenn region, I can still play that game. I remember every single fucking route like it's no one's goddamn business. Your dad. You know who your dad is. You know your fucking dad in a Pokemon game. That's crazy. That had me fucked up first time I played. I was like, whoa, hey, whoa, dad. And then I played another Pokemon game. I was like, wait, I don't have a dad? Again? And again? And again? But I mean, it also just kind of
a unique aspect. That was definitely a unique aspect too. The fact that the main character's father was a
fucking gym leader.
Yeah, kind of gave you something to strive for,
Yeah, dude. Especially since Norman was the hardest gym leader in Gen 3.
Oh yeah,
beating
with his slacking, that motherfucker with slacking.
That fucking slacking, dude. That fucking hell thing. That hell spawn. Fuck that slacking. That thing was an asshole. When did I get a slacking? I don't know. I didn't get a slack off because it was like a 5% encounter rate. But I don't know. I've just never played a Pokemon game that's touched Gen 3 at all. It comes to the art style of the game, that fucking pixel art shit, man. It still kills it. The DS just had not the DS, excuse me. The Game Boy just really fucking had it. That compressed soundtrack that plays in the back of my mind whenever I'm walking down the street.
And all the water.
All the water. Dude, every time I drink a bottle of water, I think of all the water in Hoenn. Dude, the Gen 3 Mons are some of the best designed Pokemon series to this day.
You talking about Blaziken?
You got Blaziken. You got Team Player Swampert, the man, the myth, the legend. You got Skepticism Reptile, dude. That thing. Little fucking Christmas tree on its back, bro. He ready to bring in the holidays.
That wasn't until later. Wait.
No, he had the Christmas tree. That was just the Christmas tree with the ornaments he got later. Fucking Metagross, my dude. When I found out that thing had a beak, that shit fucked me up, dude. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, fucking Salamence, Flygon, Zangoose, Absol. You tell me those aren't some of the best designed Pokemon in the entire fucking series?
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like Gen 3 has been beaten to death, but I like Gen 3 a lot.
Has it though?
I don't know. I do love Gen 3. I just think, I don't know what it was. Oras kind of made me not like Gen 3 as much. But I think that's just Oras. Yeah, I think that's just Oras. Yeah. But I don't know. I like Gen 3. I mean, I love all the Pokemon games. Tyler, you're number 4.
My number 4 is Legend of Dragoon.
Okay.
It's also another one of those RPG games that is turn-based, but it changed the turn-based system. Like where Shadow Hearts, had the clock ring. In this one, it was like you had to hit the button at an exact time, like the screen would. Pretty much from the sides of the screen would come down to the middle, and you'd have to hit the button at the exact time to make your combo go. Because sometimes they throw in, a circle. Sometimes they throw in a triangle. Most of the time it was a square, but it was so different. Like the world was interesting. It wasn't like, edgy or anything like that, but it had magic. You could turn into like this dragoon type thing, which, Dragoon, Final Fantasy, fucking awesome. But so I know me and my brothers put a lot of time into this one to the point where our third disc, because it was a 4-disc game, the third disc wouldn't work most of the time. So we had it, once we got it working, we literally left the system on for, I think, like a week, because we didn't know if once we shut it off, it would stop working or we'd have to do it again. But it's up there with like the Final Fantasy style type games of RPG. They were supposed to, because they put it over on PlayStation Now, where you could play it on PS3. And then you could on PS4, and they took it away from PS4. And then they said they were going to make a second one, but then they never did.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh, shit, we're getting it down to the wire. All right. My number 4 game. Actually, can you guys take a guess at what my number 4 game is?
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I hate you.
Is he wrong?
He is wrong, yes.
No, you can't prove that.
Is it?
I can, because I can.
Bloodborne.
No. My number 4 game is Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is, I mean, I don't know, to put it succinctly, Breath of the Wild, I went home the launch day of the Nintendo Switch. I brought the collector's edition of Breath of the Wild with me. It was 1 a.m. I got back. I plugged that fucker in. I looked at Breath of the Wild. I looked at my clock. It was 1 a.m. I looked at Breath of the Wild. I looked back up on my clock. It was 10 a.m. And I was still fucking playing that shit, dude. Like, and that was like one of the few instances since then that I've been able to really sit down and digest a game of that nature. And for a lot of reasons, I think Tyler was explaining about Metal Gear Solid 5 that he loved. Breath of the Wild, just the way you could interact with the world made that moment-to-moment gameplay feel so fluid and transformative that, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw an article recently. One sec. I saw this article recently that blew my mind. Where someone found, so over 600 hours he put into the game. He found something just a week or two ago that no one else has discovered about Breath of the Wild's gameplay. And it's like something that like you have to actually try to do. Like, it's like shit where, oh yeah, if you put on armor that's metal during a thunderstorm, you're gonna get, you're gonna get hit with lightning, or like stuff like, you can solve certain puzzles by like carrying a torch up a hill even though it's raining, and then lighting the torch under under trees, and traversing under the trees to get it to the destination that it needs to go to without it getting put out. This guy found that if you light a fire underneath a beehive, you can smoke out the bees and then get the beehive and put it in your inventory. Like, and no one knew you could do this until this guy discovered it, I think 11 days ago. It's like stuff like that makes Breath of the Wild like a top tier game, where you can
still finding out stuff
about like these physics and mechanics and the systems of the world that that people couldn't understand or didn't understand before. Playing around with the tools to figure out how these tools interact with the environment in these different unique ways. And I'm sure there are tons of things people still haven't discovered about how to interact with the world and the characters, that I'm waiting for someone to kill Ganon with fucking a chicken or something, like that. Like I'm waiting for that shit.
Cuckoo.
Yeah. So I mean, Breath of the Wild is a fantastic game purely for that reason, and I think it's the best Zelda game. Yeah, it's another one of those games I don't know if I can justify making a video on, because everyone's already pretty much said everything that needs to be said about Breath of the Wild.
You just said they just discovered something a week ago. How can you say that?
I meant in terms of like critical analysis, but yeah. So
okay, fine. We'll settle for Blue Dragon Part 3.
Yeah, we'll take it. Come
Thomas, your third favorite video game?
All right, we're getting. So I feel like I also fucked up my order, but this game is also eligible for third. It was a toss up. So I feel like people are gonna say this a little bit high. So I'm going Nier Automata.
Okay.
Is third. So
shit! Wait, that means you have to exclude like one or two games that I thought would be in your top three. All right.
No, you don't.
No, there are. So I'm thinking I can already think of 4 games that would be in your top 3 that aren't Nier Automata. So I'm surprised.
Yeah, there's probably a bunch I forgot. I made this list in like 4 hours and I couldn't think of everything.
Okay.
So I chose Nier because it was one of 2 games that really relaunched me back into going into RPGs and rediscovering my love for RPGs. The amount of depth this game has, whether it's the story, whether it's the environment, whether it's the combat, this shit got layers to it. I mean, the way the story is able to convey these philosophical topics that people have talked for fucking ever about in a way for a good chunk of people to understand and grasp and comprehend. It's something a little bit different, but I guess that's
not to be.
I hate you. I mean, the cast of characters is really. I mean, the characters just like the rest of the game got. All right, A2, mi amor, A2.
Said mi amor.
Said mi amor.
It's like A2, like you too, my love.
Yes,
hey, you too. The people who gave us music that nobody wanted to listen to.
What? Oh, I thought the great segue. The music.
Yeah, music was top tier.
Every Square Enix game has anywhere from a B to S tier sound. This shit is S plus tier soundtrack.
I don't know, man. You talking smack about Neo the World Ends With You sound.
That shit bad.
It's also a Square Enix.
That shit bad. That's not any Square game. That's a Tetsuya Nomura specialty right there.
But I mean,
it's a little different.
I mean, yeah, Nier Automata was a great game purely because it really did the whole, almost in a way what Brutal Legend did, where it meshed together genres in a unique way that I don't think any other game has done before. Where 1 second you're doing a twin stick shooter, the next you're doing an action game. Next, you're doing like an open world game, and you do a 2D platformer. You know,
and the way it's almost so seamless, how you're
Yeah.
able to switch between it at points, it just feels right. It feels good. It feels like this should be happening.
It feels natural, like an extension of the world too. And plus, I don't know, the game and the world building of that game really lended itself to something unique that I appreciated. It felt like a journey, because it not only did the gameplay transform, but it felt like the characters and your involvement with them in the world also, evolved and transformed through time as well.
Dude, watching everything unfold between the characters, just the natural progression of the stage, it was just like poetry in motion, man. It was good.
Good video game.
It's a really good video game, man.
Tyler, did you play it?
Nope.
Tyler, what was your third favorite game?
My third favorite game is Bloodborne.
Okay,
that's a good video
Call
game.
this man Father Gascoigne right here. Okay.
Because we quitting after stage 1, my guy. Let's go.
Did you know that 50% of people haven't beat Gascoigne?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes. What's it, only like 30% of people that beat him?
Were you looking at the trophy list? Oh my god, that's crazy. 50% of people didn't get past fucking old Yarnum. I'm dying. What the fuck?
You're not the only one, apparently.
Like that. I know it was probably like jumped up from all the people who got it for free and tried it, but I'm like, damn. That game, like, the way the game looks, it fucking looks beautiful. Even like looking out into the world, place you can't go, looks fucking beautiful.
Really wish they'd boost that frame rate on PS5, but whatever.
Nah, dude, you'll get a remaster. You get a remaster and you'll like it.
Well, it's like there's like it does that Souls like thing where it doesn't really tell you the story in game. You kind of have to look it up on the wiki, and like sometimes you'll get an item and you're like, what the fuck does that do? But like some of the other Souls games, I kind of just look. It's like, okay, here's the item. What does it do? Where do I take it? Here to get that. I don't want that. Whatever. In Bloodborne, whether or not I want it or even use it, I'm like, okay, I want to go down there to get that. Like, actually look into some of like the items, like what they mean, like where it came from, what it's attached to. It's like I'm so into the game. Like the weapons just look vicious. Some of them are like a big ass wheel that you can encase in rage and beat the shit out of things with. The bosses just look fucking beautiful. Boss fights, a lot of them, like once you get to know, like you actually have to know the bosses. There's like you can definitely use the iframes to your advantage. Like some of the base bosses, like some of the beginning bosses, just like, okay, this boss, like Vicar Amelia, the one that's holding the coin, like the big dog. If you just stick by that arm, she's holding the coin in, you'll beat her, no problem. Like that game, I've put in. I'm playing it now just because I want to get through the DLC. But that game is phenomenal. And when you do actually play it for your stream, Zach, I got a almost level 200 character ready, waiting to help you.
Hey, whoa, hey, no, whoa, hey, whoa, kiddo, you gotta let this man suffer.
Damn. Yeah, Bloodborne was a great, fantastic experience. My favorite Souls game by far. So far, I played only one Demon Souls, Bloodborne, and a little bit of 2, and it's still my favorite game of the bunch. I love it. It's got that nice HP Lovecraft kind of aesthetic, mixed with that Souls-like gameplay, and plus it's perfectly made for me. You don't have to shield or be defensive. You could just be a rolling asshole, and that's how I play that game.
Well, in the DLC, you actually get a shield, so
you can just be a rolling asshole, and that's my favorite way to play that game. So yeah, is it my turn now? Oh,
yes, it is.
So my number 3 game, Tom. I don't know if this is going to be on your list now, because I think I can imagine what your top 2 are. Borderlands 2 is my number 3 favorite game. It was hard
Yes,
for me.
another one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, this is a game that I don't know if I can like. I was torn between 1 and 2 as being on the list here, but I think I chose 2 overall. I was a champion for a really long time about Borderlands 1. I was like, oh, this game is I love this game more because the guns were all super like erratic and all the character, and, the gameplay was a lot faster and sure it was less polished, but it just felt more arcadey, and maybe that was just me thinking that at the time. But now that I've looked back on it, Borderlands 2 really did perfect a lot of the systems of the Borderlands games, in a way that I think it really contains its own world and universe of game. Like, you can pour so many hundreds of hours in Borderlands 2 and never get tired of it, and still continue to play through it and enjoy it and just re-experience it with a fresh set of eyes. And I mean, it has some of my favorite characters to play as in any of the Borderlands games. It has some of the best quests and characters. It has some of the best writing in the whole series. It really is fantastic.
Face.
What? Yeah,
Shoot me in the face.
it really is a fantastic experience overall.
Be honest, you chose it for your top 3 because of Death Trap.
I chose it for my top 3 because what's in the box? What's in the box? But yeah, no, I chose it in my top 3 because it was a game that I think Borderlands 1 introduced me to this new kind of looter shooter style that I think has been done to death now, but I think Borderlands 2 perfected it. And a lot of games have tried to do the looter shooter thing and have failed, I think, or haven't done it as well. Like, I don't know. I think Destiny, in a way, it's never really gripped me as much as Borderlands has. And that's because you just don't get as much gratification because there's not as many good drops from Destiny, or it's harder to get really good guns or armor sets.
Like in Borderlands, you could kill like a random like midget and get a gun that's like, it's like, what? I just midget just dropped a legendary.
Yeah.
And it's way better. Whereas Destiny, it's like, hey, I just fought this hardest boss in the game, and he dropped an
encrypted engram that I have a chance to go into the Cryptarch and get a good gun off it, or maybe I'll just get some shitty cosmetic. I don't know.
Just for it to be a purple, and that purple will be worse than your blue gun anyways.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, but in any case, Borderlands 2, great game. Tom, what's your number
2?
Now we're going through this, I really need to fix this list, man. God damn it. There's so many fucking games I really should have included. But these top 2 are gonna be on this list regardless. Number 2, we going with good. You mentioned Persona 4. Well, guess what, baby?
All right, yeah.
Step into the modern age. We're going to Persona 5.
Damn.
My guy.
Okay, so you're all right. I just want to ask this. You're not including. Maybe this was an honorable mention, but you're not including Yakuza.
That was another honorable mention.
Oh my god! Damn. Okay. Why? Okay. Persona 5.
I didn't think of it. Okay.
Persona 5. Persona 5.
God fucking damn it. There's so many fucking video games.
Persona 5. Why Persona 5?
Hold on. I need to add all the Yakuza games to my honorable mentions list. Fucking Jesus Christ. God damn it. Persona 5. There's got Wheezy all of a sudden. So I mentioned how Nier was one of the 2 games that helped me get back into RPGs. Persona 5 was the main reason I got back into RPGs. When I think about a game that has one of the best gameplay loops I've personally ever played, the dark undertones to this weirdly cheerful, upbeat social simulator, the fucking memorable yet dumbass characters that sometimes infuriate me, but sometimes make me go, "Yep, Ryuji is best, girl." The fucking the music, the combat, a lot of the villains are really great villains because you actually fucking hate them because they are piece of shit human beings and they do a great job of writing them. Like, you're literally starting off the game with Kamoshida. That motherfucker, Kamoshida is scum of the earth, and you hate him as soon as you see him. Handsome Squidward is a real dickhole.
Good job with starting the game out with a good hook.
Like, it takes a little bit to get going, but once it gets going, like, I was hooked, man. I was grasped.
Honestly, it doesn't even really take a really long time for.
No, it probably takes like an hour, maybe two.
Like in RPG standards, Persona 5
short.
starts off really quick. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
I mean, you've seen how many hours I've logged into this game. Like, you've seen how many hours. It is at least 200 something hours into this game because I played it. Oh God, the link. I played it so much it's killing me. I played it for months straight because I like the gameplay that much. Like, this shit was fucking good, my guy. This shit was fucking good. I don't know who made this cheeseburger, but this shit's fucking good.
It's bussin'.
This game was bussin'.
Yeah, Persona 5 is Persona 5 really great. Yeah, has a lot
I've
of
been around to beating that game eventually.
Good. It is a solid video game. However, the fact that all Persona games end
with you fighting God.
Very similarly. Yeah, God. It's always God. It's never hi, I'm Tim. No, it's fucking God.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just the trope for pretty much every JRPG out there. So I'm not super surprised.
Can we stop it though?
That's fine.
It's to simulate life, where you start out with nothing, go
yes,
through it, get your experiences, and then in the end, you meet God.
The end of my life, I hope to punch God in the face too. Thanks, Persona. So, Tyler.
Yes, Zachus.
You're number 2.
My number 2.
It's almost
Monster Hunter Worlds.
That's another fucking one. God fucking damn it.
Yeah, I figured I'd save that one because I figured one of y'all would put it on here. Tyler, I agree with you. Why is it your number 2 pick though? I agree with you. It should be on a top 10 list.
Oh, Monster Hunter World. I put over 700 hours into that game.
We are aware.
I am not done with it.
Yeah, me neither. Then why don't you log on and we play it? God damn it. Because you know you're going to get hooked and you're not going to stop.
Yes. That's why,
yeah.
the only reason I haven't jumped back in.
Dude, I'm sure that's why we all
the last time I actually jumped things, I think I jumped into Monster Hunter to do I think a quest that just came out. I was like, okay, I'll do it, get the stuff for it. And then, I'll go back to playing my other game. When that happened, what I started doing was I did that quest, got it, and was like, hey, it would have been a little bit easier if I had this bow. I'll get that bow. I have to do these missions. Okay. It turned into me getting literally every bow in the game except for 5 at max level. And now I'm thinking, like, I kind of want to go into an insect glaive build. And like, all the weapons in the game are viable in their own sort of way. And I got different play styles. It's like, oh, that game.
Listen, man, I'm ready to hunt some Stygians and ogres whenever you are. Right?
Yeah.
You still have to hunt them?
What?
You still have to hunt Stygians and ogres?
I just want the full armor set, bro. That's all I want.
We gotta go fight Goku. You know we gotta go fight Goku.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. the what's it called? Oh, my God, I can't remember. Rajang.
Monkey.
Yeah.
Furious, we're not alone. Monkey.
Yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter turned from just a fun monster hunting kind of like gameplay loop where you just go in and you fight shit with your friends and you carve to get the best things possible. And now I'm literally just addicted to getting armor sets and weapons that are cool and then trying them out and seeing what they do. It's like literally just the thing that gets me hooked on it. I love
What's
Monster
worse
Hunter World so much.
since I pretty much got like my armor sets down, at least for like my bow build. But now if I'm gonna do another weapon, I gotta get a whole nother build. And I was like, I kind of want to do that. It's a lot of work, but I want to do that. But if there's a new armor, that's like, damn, that armor kind of sucks stat wise. But I want to wear that, so now I gotta do layers. So now you gotta fight the tempered one in the guiding lands. But first you gotta get it there, and you gotta get your guiding lands up by hunting other things and doing. There's so much to do in that game. I've probably dented the surface, but what's under the surface is so much more.
Yeah, that's the scary part about Monster Hunter World too. Is like you put 700 hours in that shit, and you still feel like you haven't really dug your claws into it and done everything you possibly could. Because there's so, I mean, the hunts take like up to a half an hour to like 50 minutes to do, and when you're doing them, you have to prep. It takes a long time. You have to pick your armor. You have to pick out what food you want to get. You have to figure out what hunts you want to do in the first place, and then you have to repeatedly hunt these monsters over and over again to get better armors, to get even to unlock new quests later on and fight more monsters. Like doing all of this and then multiplying that by hours and hours of game, like you really could get into Monster Hunter, feel like you have a good grip on it, and then like still discover a new weapon and a new set of armor that really fits you, and learn how to play a new armor set, a new weapon set. Like I don't know. When did I start playing? When did I get off of Dual Blades and start playing Charge Blade? I think it was like fucking 300 hours into the game. Like I don't know, man. It's crazy to me that game has such like replayability to that like level.
Like,
it's
insane. I want to play a hunting horn. I want to.
I've been trying to do that for 3 years, dude.
That switching to a hunting horn from anything else is the biggest change. Oh. Just thinking about that game just makes me sweat at thinking about how much I have to still do.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
But Zach, what is your number 2 game?
Yes, my number 2 game. Oh god, I squeaked. My number 2 game is a little game called Pikmin 2. Listen, okay, that was my childhood video game right there.
I feel like I should have seen this coming.
It was it was a game that is so fucked up in like a sense where it's enough to scar a young child, but at the same time it looks just like a cheery little kids game on the exterior. But at the same time, you're sending these little plant dudes to their untimely demise to monsters that look like sleep paralysis demons.
You just like playing God and sending these little creatures to die.
No, I like playing Commander and sending these little soldiers out to go fight for the capitalist greed of my society, and that's what that game represents, and I love it. It's I don't know, man. It's just such a quirky and weird experience because the design, like I don't know, the concept of being like a tiny explorer on a planet that seems foreign but in reality is just Earth, and then seeing the way that this explorer interacts with these environments in this world is so, it has a charm to it that no other type of game really replicates. I mean, they have like, I don't know, that Grounded game, but it's like that's on Game Pass, for example. I play a little bit of it, and that's like a little too on the nose, where it's like, oh yeah, you're just trying to do a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of thing. But like this is like, yeah, dude, little spaceman goes to a post-apocalyptic Earth and discovers a jar of pickles and names it something stupid like the sour maker, and you're just like, okay, What fucking stupid shit does he have to say about this? Like, what?
Is he wrong
I mean, no, but like my point is, it's like there's so much, there's such a level of charm to it, and then seeing like the way that Earth kind of mutates with all these like weird creatures, like I don't know, there's a character, there's a monster in the game called the Snagrit that's a mixture of a snake and an ingret, so it's like both a snake and a bird, but when you kill it, it like sounds like it's a fucking an eagle, like so, like it screams, dude, and it's so weird, like coming across a monster like that. You know, there's a monster that literally it's pretty much like a ghost that chases you around on rollerblades and crushes your entire team. It's the water wraith. Absolutely terrifying thing. You know, this weird shit like that I can appreciate looking back on, because it's goofy and it's super strange, but it's also like got a, I don't know, just a weird sense of creativity to it that only comes from the mind of an insane person like Miyamoto. So yeah, Pikmin.
Mimi
Yeah.
Momo.
All right. Before we jump into number ones, I just want to hear quick honorable mentions, very quick.
Do you want all 11 of my honorable mentions?
Just fire them off. I mean, we don't have to go in depth here. Don't have to go in depth on it.
So, Monster Hunter World, Borderlands 1 and 2, Yakuza 0, 5, and Like a Dragon, Brutal Legend, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Mass Effect 2, Fight Night Round 3, Kingdom Hearts 1, NFL Street, Need for Speed, Most Wanted, Carbon and Pro Street, and Burnout Paradise.
Nice. The small clap.
Yeah,
Tyler,
it's a lot.
do you have any honorable mentions?
I had SSX. I had Infamous, Horizon Zero Dawn,
Infamous.
Last of Us. I also had Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay.
Split Second.
That's a good video game.
And I
Wait.
believe that was it.
Mhm.
At least all I can think of off the top of my head. I know there was a few other ones. I just can't remember them right now.
I had Bioshock, Dead Space 2, Fallout New Vegas, The Simpsons Hit and Run, and yeah, and then I mean yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and Garfield Kart, of course. Yeah.
Yes, the true ultimate,
Yeah.
penultimate.
All right. So now that we've gone through that, Tom, what I think I already know the answer to this one. Your number one favorite game.
Well, Zach, you already named it. You literally just said it a second ago. It's Garfield Kart Racing, of course. I mean, this is when you think of the penultimate of gaming. Name
Just say
something.
Kingdom Hearts 2. My God.
What if it's not Kingdom Hearts 2?
Then I'll feel stupid, don't won't I?
Well, you don't feel stupid because you're right. It's Kingdom Hearts 2.
You know what? That's
Yeah.
my number one as well.
Oh,
God
dude,
damn!
you know,
Look
That's
at
my
see,
number one as well.
I didn't think we would have overlap, but here we go. It's at the number one. Okay.
You know what? It's not even that. It's that we know what your number one is, Zach. So this all just became extremely anticlimactic.
Well,
Yeah.
damn, dude. Alrighty then.
So you know how many times I've started over in Kingdom Hearts 2? And
you know-
100%ed that.
Do you understand how well the gameplay of this game has aged after these titles have after these floaty fucking games? You have Birth by Sleep. You have fucking Kingdom Hearts 3. Bleh, 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 exactly. Bleh. I mean, the only game in the Kingdom Hearts universe that has better gameplay than Kingdom Hearts 2 is Dream Drop Distance. That's yeah. I think because Kingdom Hearts 2, I remember Kingdom Hearts 2 before all this hoopla dupla bullshit they put out to try and piece everything together. Kingdom Hearts 2 was good. It was fine. It was a simple story. It was semi easy to follow. A bunch of dudes in black trench coats trying to Mr. Steal Your Girl. You know, open the DTD. And we gonna get down with OPP. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bars.
I'm saying, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 is the reason I'm a gamer. Like, like this is my favorite video game of all
Gamers
time
Rise
because, huh?
Gamers Rise Up.
Gamers. Get hydrated. Drink your G Fuel. G Fuel. We're going on a ride.
I have G Fuel right now.
Drink that shit. We're going on a ride down nostalgia lane, kids.
I also ordered 3 more today.
Where are you getting all this? What the fuck?
I shouldn't have, but I did it.
Why are you getting all this G Fuel, my guy? You okay?
They were a limited edition.
I see.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2.
So
Fucking phenomenal.
I'm gonna take you back to 2005. 2005. Fuck. How old was I in 2005? I had to do math.
Probably 9.
5. What's 9 plus 10? 21.
Yep.
You were like 9 or 10 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 10. Yeah, so I was 10 years old. 2004 was one of the shittiest years of my young childlike life. The only thing that had brought me joy up until that point was a certain video game called Kingdom Hearts, which I had played for probably 2 years because I didn't play anything else. Kingdom Hearts 2, the sequel to my favorite video game of all time, comes out. I couldn't have asked for a better sequel to anything in my entire life. I mean, when I was a kid, obviously, I didn't understand half the shit that was going on in terms of gameplay mechanics and in storytelling. All I knew was Sora the big dum-dum come out of sleep after rucksack become person. That's all I understood. And then looked more into the lore, and looked more into everything that was happening, and the Roxas, and it's just a good video game, man. I don't really know what else to say besides the fact that this shit, it's got heart. You only heard the first half of that, but yeah.
Oh, you dropped something?
Dropped that beat, so he dropped.
Yeah.
Tyler, why is it your number 1 game?
Kingdom Hearts. Like Tom said, it was like the perfect sequel next to Kingdom Hearts 1. And it wasn't like one of those new world type games where they introduced a bunch of new stuff. Like, it did have like Disney. So you got to go to Disney World. I was like, okay, I know this, it's familiar. It felt so smooth, the gameplay. Like, story was so good that I wanted to play it again and again. Even though I knew it was going to happen, but it's still good every time. The music in that game, some points it kind of fell off. Some other points, it's like, all right, this is busting real quick.
Bro, I don't give a shit. I would take the compressed PS2 versions of some of the soundtrack of that game over some contemporary soundtrack. Like, bruh, the enemy designs. Scrumdiddlyumptious. The nobody design, scrumdiddlyumptious. Fucking A1. Like most of Organization 13,
the combat,
designs.
The combat was like one of the few games, I would say, in an action RPG that has so many layers and depth to it that you could really just sink your fucking teeth into in every aspect of it. You could play the hardest difficulty, level 1 crit mode, and just fucking find out how to be the most OP motherfucker and roll through and just play the game in a sense that where you feel like you're a fucking badass. And I love that shit. I love that shit so much.
The fucking the literal actual challenge of playing on level 1 crit mode is the amount you have to prepare and think and practice and learn to actually get good. You have to get good at a single player game to get fucking good. And learn that these motherfuckers will become your bitch.
Damn.
Zalden who?
Damn, you really talking that shit about my boy George Michael too. Luxord.
Yeah, he's got all them spears.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is fantastic.
Such a good fucking video game, man. Shit. See, when you were talking about fucking Neo, The World Ends With You the other day, the entire time I was thinking, fuck, I really want to play Kingdom Hearts 2, man.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has better combat than Neo, The World Ends With You, and better story. So, yeah. Good. All right. So,
Zach, what is your number one game?
I wonder.
I wonder what my number one game, Tyler, thank you for asking, is
Field card.
Sonic Colors.
Sonic Colors. Oh, you got it. Dead Space 3 out of 10.
I knew it.
Dead Space 3 out of 10.
That's my
Heard it
favorite.
here first, folks.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, y'all know my favorite game. I don't think
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive
Fallout
Edition.
76. Woo!
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is my favorite game. I mean, I've talked so much about the game at this point that I feel like there's nothing I can add that I haven't already mentioned numerous times on my YouTube channel or just in general. But I don't know. It's a game that has some of the best approaches to storytelling I've ever played. The characters are my favorite characters. It's got a good combat system, sure flawed but good. It's fun game with a story that really keeps you interested in playing to the whole experience every single step of the way. And for a game that is 50 to hundreds of hours of gameplay, that is astounding. And that was really reaffirmed to me when I played Definitive Edition, because I was afraid after playing 2 that maybe my thoughts, maybe I'd outgrown Xenoblade, maybe my thoughts of it, what it was before, really didn't live up to what I remembered them being as, and maybe if I replayed it I wouldn't like it as much. But nope, still love it for all the reasons that I said I loved it before. So it's just a good video game. Just a great video game. Good game. I should probably
play a review about how you feel about the game.
I did.
Oh, but where can they find it?
On this YouTube channel. I actually have it listed as my if you click on my YouTube channel, it should be the video that pops up as your first recommended video to ever watch from me. Maybe
you should put that as Blue Dragon Part 2 so I can get to 1,000 views, so you can make Blue Dragon Part 3.
How auspicious.
All right. Thank you for coming to the podcast, everyone.
You know what else you can do while you're on this YouTube channel watching this video? Why don't you hit the like button? Because I know you're here and if you're still watching and you haven't clicked the like button, put on you and your shoes.
You and your crops.
Your crops won't grow this year if you don't click the like button, so fucking click the like button. You'll end up like the Amish.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot an honorable mention here. So I actually forgot
oh my
Final
fucking
Fantasy
god,
VII
he's gonna do it.
Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh, Final Fantasy VII original.
Yeah, original. Yeah, that one too. That's an honorable mention. I love Final Fantasy VII original. I'm surprised I didn't.
Final Fantasy X was also on my honorable mention.
And Twilight Princess too. I forgot to put that on there as well. Twilight Princess is really good.
Yeah, okay,
yeah. Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
That was
and Zach, did you use Game Packs to play? I just had it. Never mind. The fucking pirate game.
Sea of Thieves? Not yet. No.
Sea of these nuts in your mouth.
Can this dick fit in your mouth? Yeah, boy, let me tell you. I hear him crying in the other room. It doesn't pick up.
Yeah, Sonic Colors is mid. Fuck you. Damn it.